Rassie Erasmus just said something that has everyone arguing. The media keeps talking about a new Springbok identity, a revolutionary change in style, a complete transformation under Tony Brown's influence. And Rassie's response? He's calling it out as false. According to him, the Springboks haven't changed at all. They've just added more weapons to an arsenal that was already the most dangerous in world rugby. This is the story of how everyone got the Springbok identity crisis completely wrong, and why Rassie refuses to let that false story define his team. Let's start with what everyone's been saying. The media loves a good transformation story. They love the idea that rugby's most physical, forward-dominated team suddenly became an attacking powerhouse. They point to players like Sasha Feinberg and Gomezo bringing a fresh attacking style. They talk about Tony Brown's arrival as attack coach creating a thrilling new identity. They claim the Springboks have abandoned their traditional approach for something more entertaining. There's just one problem with this entire story. According to the man who actually coaches the team, it's not true. Rassie Erasmus has never been one to accept false stories without challenging them. He's built a reputation on honesty, even when that honesty makes people uncomfortable. And when he addressed what he called the elephant in the room about Springbok playing style, he didn't hold back. The Springboks, according to Rassie, are most comfortable in contests that descend into physical battles. That's their foundation. That's their identity. That's what makes them dangerous. And contrary to what everyone keeps saying, that hasn't changed at all. What has changed is that they've added layers on top of that foundation. They can now attack from anywhere. They can play at pace, they can score tries that leave people stunned. But remove those attacking layers and underneath you'll find the same physical forward-dominated team that's been winning championships for decades. This is where the confusion comes from. People see the Springboks scoring brilliant attacking tries and assume they've abandoned their traditional approach. They watch players running from deep and think the team has been completely reinvented. They observe the attacking variety and conclude this must be a new identity, but they're missing the crucial point. The Springboks haven't replaced their identity, they've expanded it. Think about it this way. If you build a house on a concrete foundation and then add a second story, you haven't changed the foundation. You've just built on top of it. The foundation is still there, stronger than ever, supporting everything above it. That's exactly what the Springboks have done. The set-piece dominance is still there. The uncompromising physicality is still there. The forward power is still there. They've just added an attacking dimension that makes them even more difficult to play against. Tony Brown's arrival as attack coach has certainly influenced how the Springboks operate. His expertise has added creativity and pace to their game. His systems have given them more attacking options. His coaching has helped players express themselves in ways they might not have before. But here's what people keep missing. Tony Brown didn't arrive and tear down what existed. He arrived and enhanced it. Rassie himself has acknowledged this. He's admitted that with Tony, the team is trying to step up in certain areas, and with that comes mistakes. They're learning, they're experimenting, they're adding to their game, but the foundation remains unchanged. When the Springboks need to win ugly, they can. When they need to dominate physically, they do. When they need to strangle a contest with forward power, that option is always available. This is what makes the identity debate so frustrating for Rassie. He's watching people create a false choice between old Springbok rugby and new Springbok rugby, when the reality is there's only one Springbok rugby. It's physical, it's powerful, it's built on set-piece dominance, and now it also includes attacking threats from anywhere on the field. That's not a new identity, that's an evolved identity. Consider what this expanded identity means for opponents trying to prepare against South Africa. In the past, teams knew what was coming. They'd brace for physical confrontation, prepare for set-piece battles, and focus on defending against forward-dominated play. That preparation was difficult, but at least it was clear. Now teams have no idea what's coming. The Springboks might destroy you up front. They might attack you from deep. They might kick you into submission. They might do all three in the same contest. How do you prepare for that? This versatility is what terrifies other teams. It's not that the Springboks have changed, it's that they've become impossible to predict. They can win any type of contest. They can adapt to any situation. They can beat you playing your style or their style. That's not about abandoning identity. That's about having such a strong identity that you can add to it without losing what made you great in the first place. Schaufberger, the former Springbok great, expressed concern about the continual switch in styles. He worried about what he called Tony ball and whether it represented too much change. It's an understandable concern from someone who played when the Springbok identity was more singular and straightforward, but the concern misses something crucial. The Springboks aren't switching between styles, they're choosing which tools to use from an expanded toolkit.
There's a massive difference between those two things. Switching between styles suggests uncertainty, a team searching for identity, a lack of clarity about who they are. Using different tools from a comprehensive toolkit suggests confidence, adaptability, and tactical intelligence. The Springboks fall into the second category, not the first.
Rassie has been clear about what South African supporters want. They want victories, obviously, but they also want attractive rugby. They want to be entertained. They want to see tries scored from brilliant attacks. The challenge is delivering that entertainment while maintaining the foundation that makes the team successful. And that's exactly what Rassie and his coaching staff have managed to do.
But here's the key detail that gets lost in all the identity debate. When the Springboks overplay their attacking hand, when they try too much, when mistakes creep in, Rassie and Tony Brown recognize it immediately. They've admitted as much. After certain performances where the team attacked too much, they acknowledge they got the balance wrong. That admission reveals something important. The attacking approach isn't replacing the traditional approach. It's being added carefully and deliberately, with constant evaluation of whether the balance is right.
This is what separates great coaching from average coaching. Average coaches see something working and commit to it completely, abandoning what worked before. Great coaches see something working and integrate it carefully, maintaining what made them successful while adding new dimensions. Rassie falls firmly into the second category.
This is what the rest of world rugby doesn't want to accept. They were comfortable when the Springboks had a clear, predictable identity. Physical, forward-dominated rugby might not have been pretty, but at least you knew what to expect. You could prepare for it. You could try to match it or avoid it. But now the Springboks can beat you any way they choose. They can out-muscle you, they can out-think you, they can out-attack you, and that's terrifying for everyone else. The improved attack under Tony Brown has brought vastly better results in certain areas. Nobody disputes that. The try scoring has increased, the attacking threats have multiplied, the entertainment value has risen, but those improvements have come alongside inconsistent performances at times. And that inconsistency doesn't come from abandoning the traditional identity. It comes from learning how to integrate new attacking dimensions while maintaining the foundation. It's a learning process, and Rassie has been honest about that. This honesty is what makes the identity debate so fascinating. Most coaches would spin inconsistent performances as part of some grand plan. They'd claim everything is perfect and going according to design. Rassie does the opposite. He admits when the balance isn't right. He acknowledges when they've overplayed the attacking approach. He's transparent about the challenge of adding attacking layers without compromising what makes the team great. And in doing so, he's proving that the Springbok identity hasn't changed. It's just being enhanced through careful, deliberate evolution. Let's address the elephant that Rassie himself mentioned. South African supporters want both things. They want to win, which requires the physical dominance that's always been the Springbok trademark. But they also want to be entertained, which requires the attacking approach that Tony Brown has introduced. Balancing those two desires is incredibly difficult. Lean too far toward physicality and people complain the rugby is boring. Lean too far toward attack and you risk losing the foundation that makes you successful. Finding that balance is the challenge Rassie faces constantly. But here's what people miss when they talk about this balance. The Springboks are most comfortable in physical confrontations. That's not a limitation. That's a strength. It means when contests get difficult, when pressure builds, when the opposition pushes back hard, the Springboks have a foundation they can rely on. They don't panic. They don't lose their way. They return to what they do best. And from that foundation, they can launch attacking plays when opportunities arise. This is the genius of what Rassie has built. He hasn't abandoned the comfort zone. He's expanded it. The Springboks are still comfortable in physical battles, but now they're also comfortable attacking from anywhere. They're comfortable playing at pace. They're comfortable with ball in hand. The comfort zone hasn't moved. It's gotten bigger. And that's a crucial distinction that the identity debate completely misses. The media will continue talking about the new Springbok identity. Analysts will continue debating whether the team has changed too much or not enough. Critics will continue questioning whether Tony Brown's influence represents a fundamental shift. But Rassie's message is clear and consistent. The Springboks haven't changed their identity, they've enhanced it, they've added to it, they've made themselves more complete, but the foundation remains exactly what it's always been.
This is what championship teams do. They don't abandon what made them great. They build on it. They add layers. They become more complete. And that's exactly what the Springboks have done under Rassie's leadership. The physical power is still there. The set-piece dominance is still there. The forward strength is still there. Everything that made them feared opponents remains intact. The difference is that now, when you prepare to stop their traditional approach, they can hurt you in completely different ways.
So when you hear people talking about the new Springbok identity, remember what Rassie has said. There is no new identity. There's only an expanded identity. The Springboks haven't changed who they are. They've just added more tools to their arsenal. And that makes them more dangerous than ever. Because now they can win any type of contest against any opponent in any conditions. That's not about changing identity. That's about having such a strong identity that you can build on it without losing what made you great. And that's exactly what separates champions from everyone else.